Okay, let's use this canvas element to another application. Let's build a matrix digital rain. It's actually quite easy to build a simple digital rain. We need something like 30 lines of code. We will need the canvas element like this, and let's give it just an ID of canvas. That's what we are going to use. Like this, we have nothing here, but we will soon have. Then we will need just a simple CSS so that we get rid of those paddings and margins. Let's give it a background color of black, like this, and then margin is 0 and padding is 0, and we should have black color here. And yes, after refreshing many times the page, now it's completely black. And then we have this JavaScript file where all our code will live, and now our HTML and CSS is pretty much perfect. And let's start working with this JavaScript part. Let's create a few variables. So first we will need this canvas element. So let's get that. And it was called canvas. Then we are going to need several other elements too. So we will have the context, which is the inside of this canvas. So canvas will provide us get context, and we will use a do-t. So we are not going 3-dimensional, but only 2-dimensional. Then we are needing some variables that we are going on, well, variables, but these actual arrays can be constant. Their inside can be then modified. So we have the drops. So the digital rain, there are green letters coming from the top. So we will need some kind of places for those drops, and this is going to be an array. And then we have also text. So what kind of a text we are inputting there on the screen. Some kind of a font size. Let's define it 30. And then some kind of a spacer, meaning that we will have some space between letters. And now let's define it's -10. And then our program has some kind of a speed. We are having a loop, and 40 is okay. And now our application is still very black, and there is a canvas, but we haven't given any size to it. So let's put first some size to this. So canvas width and canvas height. So let's give it a height of the window like this, and width also to window element. Yeah, now we are having a canvas that is full screen here, and we actually got scroll bars here. So let's get rid of those. And now we don't have. Very hacky. Then we are having columns, meaning that those letters are coming from top to bottom, and we are having some columns there showing where they are coming. And this is the canvas width divided by the font size plus spacer. And now this spacer is negative, so it's actually doing minus calculation. Yeah, and then let's do the actual drawing thing. So we will need a draw function, of course. And well, here is the draw function. Then we need to call it. This is going to be a loop. So we are drawing every time we are looping, and we can use this set interval, which is the JavaScript way to call some method, in this case a draw method, and it calls it every time this speed is has been passed, so it's calling it every 40 microseconds or something like that, milliseconds. And now in the draw part we could just draw something. So let's just draw, and let's first check the color we are drawing. So we have having this context fill style, for example, and let's set that the color is green, like that. And then we can just draw some text. With this fill text, and let's just draw an X there. And then we are defining the place we are putting that text, so there is a X and Y coordinate. So let's just draw to place 100 and 100. Now we have an X there. Very good. It's quite small and there is no any animation, but first we will define the font here. So we are not going to use this small font, but let's define a font. So once again, this context has options like font, and what font we are using normal, and then the font size plus pixels, and Courier is going to be the font of our selection. And let's also set that this text align equals center. Now we have a bigger X there. Good. Now we would need actually to loop, so that we had some way to draw the letters. Let's first use this drop array and build so that it is giving us the places we are drawing those letters. So we have these columns, so let's go through them. And every column of the drop, let's set it's a 0. So we are starting from the top, and now we have some kind of a coordinate in the y-axis. So then we can do some loop here. So we have set the color, and let's do a for loop here. So once again we are going through the columns, and this is giving us the x-axis coordinate. Let's move this so-called printing inside the for loop, and each time we are going to the next column we are getting this. Yeah, actually I have a typo here, so it's drops, and drops, we are increasing these drops, so we are going more down each time we are going through the loop. And then we are just using the coordinates of this I, so it is giving us the x coordinate, so I times font size plus spacer. And then the second coordinate is in this drops I, and this is also multiplied with the font size plus spacer. So now we are having it in a different location. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, we are actually building a lot of X's there. Very good. But now the problem is that it doesn't go back up. So we need to have some kind of other clause here. So let's check that. If this drops I times font size plus spacer, is more than the canvas height. So we are going through the bottom part of our screen. So in these cases we can set that the drop I equals 0. And now we are heading back to the top. Now you don't see it, but it's going up and from up to down. So let's then remove. Let's get a random character here. So we are not painting only X's. We would like to have some kind of a character array. So let's build that. Const chars equals A, B, C, D. Let's go with these. So now there are spaces, so we are getting also spaces to our character list. And now we are just randomizing it here. So let's use this chars, and we can use the method called chart at. So we are getting, this is a string, and we are getting one string on some position, and let's randomize some position there. And we are using random, and we are multiplying this by another random, and we are doing this so that these first few letters are printed more often than these parts, so we are getting more spaces there. And then we are multiplying this by this charge length. Let's see if I have made any typos there. I think I have some typo because we are now getting only 8. Let's take this out of here. So we should use this text array we have, and to make it more clear, let's use this. And there is still some problems. This does not remove the problem, but now we are easier to see it. And there is a mistake. This should be, of course, inside this for loop, as we are having this I there. Oh yeah, now I get it. So here we have a mistake. We are not calling the function. We try to just use some variable that does not exist. Now we are getting at least some random numbers. Yeah, so let's fix it here too. Now, yeah, now it's working. We are getting different values, but we are not starting from the bottom again. This should be drops. Now finally our application should be working as we would like. Yes, now we are getting more and more letters. And you guess it right, this is going to be very green, and that's something that we do not want. So we should have something building those old letters as black ones. And that can be done here. We are just drawing the whole image a bit more blackier before we draw new letters. So let's just have the context fill style. We need to move a bit this, not a fill style, but let's first use RGBA. So we have an alpha channel here. So we are using black, and we are putting there a bit, only a bit of this black. So alpha channel is very low, and this one should be, of course, here where we are drawing the actual letters. Here. And now we have selected black color, and then we are just filling the whole image with this fill rect. So we are building a rectangle from 0 top position until the lower end, like this. Let's redo it. And now this is looking a bit more matrix. Yes. I am moving this console to the lower part of the screen so that this matrix is looking a bit better. So the next thing is that all the new letters would be white instead of green. So let's use this as a white. So now we are getting white letters, but then all the old letters should be drawn as a green. So let's copy paste this line here, and then we are going through all the letters. I'm just copy pasting this for loop and this fill text here. And yes, of course we should use the green like this. Now the new letters are coming as white, and then after that they are coming as green. But we should have some kind of a randomness here. So let's remove this 0 and let's have a math random times 50 minus 50. So we are starting from the top, but we might be starting a way upper part. So now we are getting a bit more matrix-like. So let's actually, now if we are starting this, it doesn't look like matrix. So let's just have here, before we are doing anything, we can just have the random starting positions. So this drops I. So this is the starting point for the drop. So it's not on the top position, but let's have some random position from the, now it can be from the 0, but it can be minus 50. So it's way. And what happened now? Yeah, I have a loop here that does nothing, so it's infinite loop. This has pretty much like crashed. Yes. Let's continue. Now it is working as I wanted. So we are getting letters from upper part to the lower part. One thing is that in the matrix code digital rain, the letters, they are actually using Japanese letters, one of the character sets there, but also these Latin letters, but they are mirrored. All these are mirrored. They are not the correct ones. So let's mirror all these things. So we can do it that most effective way by just using this context and translate that canvas width 0 and then context scale -1 1. So now it is a mirrored. Everything is mirrored. But yeah, we would like to have those Japanese things there. So I just copy paste here. Now we are having the correct set of letters. And guess what? it looks like a matrix code almost. Yeah, we could actually zoom it a bit. Not that much. Yeah. Not bad. And of course, if you are looking the digital rain, it is something that you can change the letters inside these rain parts columns, but in this case that is not possible. But this is just a simple, and let's see, we use something like 50 lines of code. Let's get rid of these empty lines. Yeah, this is like a 52 lines, 50. Yeah, it's 50 lines, now it's perfect. So in 50 lines of code you could build this kind of animation with just JavaScript and very simple canvas thing. We are just dropping letters there, and every loop time we are drawing just this black rectangle over the whole image, so it's getting darker and darker, and then we are just after that drawing new letters. First the green letter on top of the white letter, and then the new letter which is white. And this is how our digital rain is formed.